much to learn.
It feels so good to be back. Kind of, not really. You may not have wondered where I have been for the past 4 years. Life, guys, pretty much hit me hard. But I started a YouTube channel when I was 8. I was thinking about doing one when I was 17, but did it when I'm 18. I'll literally be 22 next month. So it's been a while. Pretty much, I started YouTube, and then literally, it was just starting, like I got a couple hundred followers or whatever, and that was good. Literally right after that, probably like a few months after, your girl had to go to college, y'all. It was hard. I really did not have time. I'm worrying about fitting in. I'm worrying about how to impress people. I'm worrying about how to be seen. I'm worrying about all these other things that freshman college students worried about, which were all of the wrong things, may I add. I made a lot of foolish mistakes. In the meantime, I just want to I don't want to like go too in detail about everything. Went to college, started wilding out. A lot of bad things happened. Almost got expelled from the college because I became an alcoholic. And FYI, I was one of those females that was like kind of secluded her whole life. Never really did anything in high school. Parents always say, no, you can't do this. No, you can't stay out. So I was determined to go and do some heavy sinning when I went to college. And that's exactly what I did. But I did all of those things, and I ended up becoming super depressed. I was diagnosed with mild depression. I was diagnosed with anxiety. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, actually. Mood swings were off the wall. There was lots of crying. I even ended up going to a psych ward. I was very suicidal, especially after COVID hit. This is like the beginning of COVID, and at this time, my school that I went to, my college, ULM, if anybody else goes there, or if y'all did go there, but whatever. At this time, they were like, hey, y'all can stay here if you want to, and then they ended up switching their minds, and they're just like, no. Everybody need to get off this campus and go home, because I guess they just didn't realize how bad COVID was going to get, and honestly, I took it as a joke, too. But that happened. That made me severely depressed, because my parents kept begging for me to come home. Wasn't trying to come home, because there's too many restrictions and stipulations being in your mother's house. Y'all know how that go. I was gonna stay there because of a guy, honestly, trying to see what he was doing and who he was talking to, because I know I wasn't the only one he was talking to. But that's the only reason why I wanted to stay. Eventually, they kicked everybody off the campus, okay? So came home. When I wasn't in school, I was very depressed. I didn't like being home. Then everything had to go to online. I know I'm not the only college student, ex-college student, because I dropped out of college sophomore year due to religious reasons, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, you don't need a degree to be successful in life, and I'm successful because I found God, The online stuff was just too much for me. I ended up cheating, honestly, and I feel bad for saying it in most of my classes, especially chemistry, but ended up passing. Thought I was about to go finish out my sophomore year, because I was like halfway done with my sophomore year in college and thought I was about to be a junior, but things happened. Like I said, that psych ward stuff really took me for a loop. The bipolar disorder really took me for a loop. I could not handle school. I couldn't even handle working. The mood swings, the highs and lows, it was just too much for me. Regular everyday things is like your mental health just stops you from functioning properly like a normal person. Fast forward, so dropped out of college, and I ended up finding God. That is the most important thing I want to get on here and say. I left social media for about a year. I ended up finding the love of my life. I ended up getting a close relationship with God, because I did not know. I knew of God, but I didn't really know him, like when I was in the world and I was actively sinning. We cut everybody off. A lot of stuff happened with me and my family. Kicked out, going on a year now, but I'm okay. Like, everything's fine. God got me. I'm not really stressed out. I don't have no time to be worrying about anything. Got closer with my sister. We both got kicked out, actually, due to religious reasons. Nothing really like severe, like we didn't rob nobody's store or bring a male home that wasn't supposed to be there. It was due to religion, which I find very crazy. But we're happy. We're content. In a season when you have to suffer, you can still find joy, and that's if you have God, So I'm very happy of the woman that I have become since I was 18. Like I said, I'm about to be 22, and I am a completely different woman than I was 4, 3, 2, and 1 year ago. God delivered me from my bipolar disorder. Thank you, Jesus. So I no longer have a bipolar disorder. Like, I don't take no medicine, no more antipsychotics. They're done with. And a lot of people don't believe me when I say that, but I'm just like, y'all put stipulations on God. If God was healing blind people, people that was lame in their feet and things like that, like, what makes you think he can't heal a person with a mental disorder? I've been delivered from a lot of things. I suffer with a porn addiction since I was 13. Nobody really knew that. I used to be ashamed to speak about it, but that's a part of my testimony. And I know there's a lot of people out there, literally a lot, that suffers from pornography addiction. My advice to you is let it go, bro. It's not worth your salvation, and you can't let it go without God. That's a big thing. I tried all the little 30-day porn-free plans, all the YouTube videos to help me, and everything failed. And it wasn't until I found God that I'm getting better at it. I still have the urges, I still struggle, but I'm getting completely better, and that makes me happy to know that God is the reason why, you know, I'm no longer bound to this sin. And sexual immorality, like Paul says, is one of the hardest sins to deal with. So I recommend, if you think you're about to start watching porn, if you still watching porn and don't have no desire to give it up, bro, those are stronghold demons. And it's going to take a lot to get delivered from that. And so I just feel like, don't dig yourself a deeper grave. Get rid of it now while you can. Oh, let's talk about that. So a lot of people used to see me. I used to like wear pants. I used to wear tights. I used to wear shorts. I used to wear a lot of things, dresses to show off my body. I used to wear like literally all types of stuff. But God has delivered me from all that. Like, it's pure modesty with me now. You're not gonna catch me like I only wear skirts. I only wear dresses. I don't wear any makeup. I used to be really good at makeup. I don't wear any weave. I don't wear any of that. It's just all natural, all the way God has made me in his image. I don't want to be anything else. Yeah, but I'm loving this woman who I am now. I'm loving that I could wake up and not have to wait 3 or 4 hours to put on makeup, and love being in my skin. And this has taken a while. It didn't happen overnight. I'm proud of her. Like, I'm really proud of her. She's more confident now. Even with my hair situation. Now, it's still hard for me because I be like, bro, I really cannot wear wigs. I cannot wear weave. I can't wear braids. I can't wear any of that anymore. I just have to do my real hair. And that's fine. That's literally fine. If that makes God happy, if that pleases him that I'm being natural and I'm not using the devil's devices, then that's perfectly fine to me. You know, a lot of people don't even believe that makeup and stuff is witchcraft, but God didn't make it, I can tell you that. It wasn't him. There's a lot of things in this world, like weed and other things, that people say, well, God put it here. Cannabis is a plant, sweetie. Man came and corrupted that like they do with everything else. Let's not do that. Like, God is just gonna put weed here and he tells y'all to be sober-minded. Pure foolishness. Despite all that, that's pretty much my life update. It's been a beautiful journey with God. Even my hair, y'all. I wanted to talk about my hair too. I cut my hair off 11th grade year. I was relaxed. It was damaged. I have had like 8 or 7 big chops since then, but know me, I'm into the Bible now, and I read that a woman's hair is her glory, so I have vowed not to cut my hair off ever again. It is not my will to be done anymore. It's God. Oh, so I met a guy. He's literally the love of my life. He's so much different from the dudes that I used to mess with when I was in sin in the world. I can tell you, when God sends you a person, bro, it's completely different from what you ever like imagined, what you ever thought. Like, it's different, and I'm loving every step of the way with him. I wouldn't trade him in for the world. He's the true definition of a God-fearing man. He puts God first before anything, and as he should though. Like, that's what we're called to do. And I am truly in love with him. I've never been in love with a person ever. I think more so in the world was just attachments. With him, it's different. And I wouldn't do this with anybody else, you know? And I also got close with my sister. I got close with my uncle. He's like my best friend. The rest of the family kind of fell back from them when I started following God due to them, you know, actively in sin. And I just choose not to be involved in that and stuff like that. And a lot of them don't agree with the lifestyle that I choose. And that's fine too. Like, you can't please everybody, you know? Maybe I'm just gonna come back when all of the twists are out, so you guys can see it then, and we can both see my growth, because I didn't really get a chance to see it yesterday. I just blow dried it and then twisted it. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll be back, guys, once they're out. Okay guys, I'm partly done. It's grown tremendously. I'll insert some pics here on how short my hair was. I just gotta go through Snapchat and find them, but I had cut all of my hair off before, you know, I transitioned to a new part of my life. But I forgot I didn't really explain to y'all why I dropped out. Well, one, it was due to religious reasons. That's just not the place God wants me to be. And I really did love school. It's discouraging sometimes when I look and I see like, hey, everybody that I went to start college with is like graduating. They're going to med school. They're doing this. And I kind of like compare my life to theirs. Don't compare yourself to other people. I always tend to tell people like social media makes me depressed. Comparing my life to them is not good for me. Social media is all about people. You know, they only broadcast the good about what's going on, never the bad. And, I mean, I really don't see nothing wrong with it. So now I'm going to pick this out, but this is kind of the back. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm gonna put this into a nice afro. It's also good to pray for your hair too, in case y'all didn't know. So this is the back. But anyway, guys, I just want to end it all by kind of just saying, like, things in life are not going to go as planned. My best bet to all of y'all, and it's not my best bet, I put my life on this, that if you go to God, you'll have a better life than you ever thought you would have ever in your life. God is truly amazing. My best bet, like I said, is just to follow God. And when things don't go as planned, and if you're suffering and stuff, God never promised us a carefree life. God never said, you know, you weren't going to go through suffering. Taking up your cross and walk means you will endure suffering. And just know when God is on your side, you'll get through it. It's hard when you're suffering for the world. It really is. So with that being said, I love you guys. I'm excited to kind of come back to YouTube. I don't want to put a date like we'll upload every Thursday or Saturday because I'm not doing all that. That's too much pressure. I tried to do that last time and trying to get videos out on time, and the editing hours, stressful, don't have time for it. I love y'all. Thanks for listening to my rants. Put God first, and if you haven't already, surrender your life to Him. Okay? Bye, guys.